Hello, and welcome to Conversations with Linda. I'm Linda. You know, I love a good conversation, so let's have one. On today's episode, we have a true celebrity. She is known for her top performing show on the Food Network, Down Home with the Neelys. Today, we will go deeper into her life outside of the TV world. Conversations with Linda. Welcome Gina Neely to our show. Welcome,
Thank you.
Gina.
Thank you so much for having me, darling.
You are gorgeous.
Thank you, and you
Like,
as well.
I'm talking like in person now. You know, I've only
So are you suggesting on TV I look blurred?
No, I'm saying I've only seen you on television. I mean, until recently,
Right.
because we've had some intersections, right?
Correct.
And I thought she is just as beautiful
Oh, thank
off camera as she is on, because the camera does give you a little glam, right?
you. For sure. And
But
it
you're
adds
gorgeous.
pounds and all of that, but
And speaking of pounds, you've done this major weight loss.
that was back in. Okay, so we're in 2022.
Oh, but you kept it
And we
off.
at the pandemic.
Okay, she's kept
No,
it off.
I was actually, I got down to a 00.
A double?
I was looking
Does
at
any black person get to a double zero?
well,
Okay.
if they had aspirations and dreams of being in the TV world, you want to work it.
Okay,
No, I'm just
okay.
kidding. But it was a campaign with George Foreman. And this, George Foreman campaign and that me working it by myself
Okay.
was looking back now in 2020,
Mhm.
of course.
Mhm.
That whole campaign revealed so much to me
Really?
that I needed to see, that I possibly wasn't ready to see.
Okay.
But in the midst of shedding and freeing
Okay.
comes,
All right. So we're doing a deep
Revelation.
dive. What did
Yeah.
what did you see? What did you shed?
Okay, so let me bag it up. So that was okay. You remember we were introduced as a couple,
Right.
a unit.
So let me just
Okay.
back up because we have viewers all over the country.
Right.
And
Come on.
this is a homegirl for us here in
Come on,
Memphis.
global ministry.
However, Chit Chatters, she is, as I said in the introduction, a part of a Down Home with the Neelys. Okay, so that was a huge television
It was
show.
the highest
Number
ranking
one,
show
yes,
in Food Network
Food
history
Network,
ever,
right?
especially for African Americans.
So then, and we're going to get deeper in there, but we just dove into it, right?
I know.
We forgot
like,
about the camera. We forgot about the people. They got to catch up. So, but you're talking about Pat, your ex-husband.
Mhm.
Okay, now go
I
ahead.
usually say my ex-husband. If you don't know by now, it's really not an issue because you should, but
Okay.
I'm not like promote it unnecessarily.
Okay.
But anyway, so
Uh-huh.
I was saying because of him, and we were sold as a couple, and it's so crazy because I've never been on TV.
Mhm.
I didn't know anything about TV, and every time I share this story with close friends of mine, even when I speak,
Mhm.
I always say, I don't know what it was, but God said, you guys are not a couple, you're individuals. I'm Gina
Wow.
Neely and he is Pat Neely.
Yeah.
And they were looking at me like, I know, like, how would you, but it just came to me like an epiphany.
Wow.
And I'm glad
That's
it
what
did.
you were shedding is that.
No, I hadn't
as a
started shedding yet. I
couple.
was in the midst of my beginning of my storm. There was not a shedding. Right
Okay.
now, I'm still fully clothed.
Okay, gotcha.
Fully
Okay.
clothed, like a hood,
Uh-huh.
thermal,
Uh-huh.
heat
Yeah.
stuff underneath pants.
Uh-huh.
Fully clothed,
Okay.
hot. Yeah. So, but that's why I said looking back.
Mhm.
And I think he was even a little surprised because honestly, if I didn't say that, I would never be able to do anything outside of us as a unit.
Mhm.
And not that I had any aspirations of doing anything individually.
Uh-huh.
I just wanted to be seen and heard for my contributions,
Yeah.
for what I bring to the table.
Uh-huh.
I feel like oftentimes as women, we feel like we have to be attached or connected to something in
Absolutely.
order to exist.
Sure.
But I had already walked that part of my life down that I was going to be seen and heard.
Wow.
So that was very important to me.
Was it scary?
The whole situation as a whole, oh, for sure. Because
Okay.
you were asking me to change my life.
Yeah.
I was a cheer mom. I ran with my girls. I worked at the restaurant. I did catering. I did parties for every big company here. I had their credit card on file.
Wow.
I got amazing clientele, and that's just I have a spirit of servitude, so it's
Okay.
it works.
And
for
so
me.
that was you.
That was me.
And then here comes along. I kind of, I went back through some of that because I had to remember, all that took place. And
yeah, it's a whirlwind.
Yeah, because you all went from being the barbecue place that was famous already, everybody knew about, and then you're on TV.
Yeah, and that's literally what it felt like. Like, whoop, boom, like
And
just
so you had been a cheer mom, regular mom,
working at the restaurant,
career girl,
doing
all
things
of
at
that.
church. Yeah, just
And
living my
now-
best life.
And now fame.
And now you want to ask me to put this face on TV and let everybody know it and see it?
Oh, wow.
That was a lot. And I was so like I wouldn't come out of the pantry.
Really?
Girl, I was giving them the blues, honey. That's like they gonna get this girl. They gonna have to get her.
Wow, you wouldn't think that with your charismatic personality.
I know.
Would have thought you would have been running to the television, running towards.
You know what I always tell people is really weird about fame for me is I think that when you have a light on you, and growing up, I was always that little girl.
Okay.
I was like Polly Parrot. I was like, always the one cutting up, always the little show,
Okay.
And older people used to always say, oh my God, you have such a beautiful gift. Or, and I didn't know what that meant. You got that thing. What is that thing? I don't know. But I've always heard that in the back of my head. So, and I always had a lot of attention. So it wasn't like that was something I needed to be fulfilled, like most people do, who need to have that light. And I always tell people you have the right light on you. The best light. The other light really doesn't matter.
Wow. But then you were thrust into it.
Yeah, because I wanted to support my husband at the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
You wanted to support
him. I was one of those rare sisters, ride for your man, all of that, let's get together, let's support. Yeah. Because oftentimes I feel like Black women have to make choices.
Okay.
Sometimes we don't always choose to support. That's a little rare, because we want to be the boss girl and all that, which is fine. But there is a lane in supporting.
Absolutely.
Everybody can't be up front. There's something behind has to keep the upfront running. So I didn't really trip about that. But it was just, because I remember I recorded with Paula Dean. No one knows this. We were doing her live show.
I read about that.
Yeah, Paula live, and it was in Savannah, Georgia. I'd never been on TV before. So they wanted me to cut ribs. Like, first off, somebody even do their homework.
Okay.
I'm not even in the kitchen. I'm in the front of the house. I don't even go cut ribs. I greet people. I talk to people. I'm that girl. So I didn't really, I flipped them over. They should have been turned the other way. And he didn't say anything. I didn't know. So
who was he?
Pat.
Okay.
So I'm Mike, Paula's talking. I'm in between now. And I cut the ribs. Girl, cut my thumb. And I didn't know. Let me tell you. So I was like, oh my God. So I took my finger, just slid it down, and I took a dish towel and wrapped it around it. And I just kind of was talking with my hand and leaving that towel out. And there's blood all in the towel. I just talking and stuff. And then after we got finished, I rushed to the bathroom. I told producer, come with me really quick. And I came out, and Gordon Elliott said to me, who was our producer at the time, who discovered us. And he said to us, I knew then you were going to be a star.
Wow.
Because of the way you handled that.
Yeah.
So, sometimes things just happen.
It happened. And so then you're in it. It takes off.
Yeah.
Right?
And I was so disappointed it took off. Because I was thinking,
okay, wait a minute.
No,
for those of us who were watching you, we never would have been able to detect. Chit-chat.
I know. Is that weird? I know. I look at it sometimes and go,
you're an actress for real.
No.
You were able to
this is just my personality. And I work around food, so I know food. So nobody wants to see blood in their food. I knew that was a no-go on national TV.
But you weren't just working the food. You were working the camera. You were working him, honey. Come on now. I thought, as I recollect all of that, because I was also a HGTV, like it's decorating and all that. So, Food Network was the next thing I was watching. So, but I remember being captivated by this Black woman, because we were seeing the Paula Deans and the Martha Stewarts and all that. So you and your husband seeing this couple, y'all were flirty with one another.
Now we have let me tell you something. We have amazing chemistry.
Wow.
At the end of the day, there's nothing I can say. It just works. That's why the restaurant was so successful. That's why we were so successful. We have amazing chemistry.
But the marriage didn't work.
No, isn't that something? Yeah, it's
so go figure. We are all. Let me tell y'all, I have all these questions that I want to ask her, but we have we've gone into the deep end already.
I know.
We'll make it back to the shallow water in a minute. Okay. So,
you got to roll in the deep. That's where it's at. That's where the healing comes. You got to get in the deep. You got to wash.
Absolutely. You do know my second career as a therapist, right? Okay. So anyway,
so you want to be TV? I'm like, oh, you got all kinds of gifts. Come on, God.
I wear many hats. And you know what? At 55, I am living every expression of myself. So that's where I am. But this is all about
That's
you.
a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
It takes steps to get there, but I love it.
Yeah.
Because with age comes wisdom.
Absolutely.
And hopefully sense.
And courage.
Amen.
The courage to do what I want to do. And
and not make any excuses.
Any excuses. So
yeah.
Anyway, back to you.
Okay.
You had this amazing chemistry. I mean, so it was real.
Oh, that part is real, for sure. Oh, for sure.
None
of it was. Here's the thing.
And wait a minute.
Okay, because I'm ready to take.
I know you are.
I'm sorry.
I know. The chemistry made the show a success. It made your food a success, but it didn't save the marriage.
Yeah, and I think know what? I think everything has its place.
Okay.
And here's the thing: even at the beginning, before the show was to come about, most people don't know this. I rarely share. Not sure why I'm sharing it now. So I guess what age does comes with me and freeness. Let's just be clear. But when I feel the need to share, I just bring it on out. I'm not gonna fight God on there. But anyway, we got other battles. But anyway, so yeah. I had actually spoke to an attorney prior to the show.
Prior.
Yes.
Did y'all know that?
No, they couldn't have. Baby, Google knows some things, but Google don't know some things. Nobody really knows that. Because he didn't even know it.
Oh.
Yeah. I just wanted to kind of walk it down.
So you were already on your way, or at least thinking about making an exit.
Yeah, because he wasn't really a guy like about therapy and stuff, but yeah, and then we did therapy to,
Okay, but he couldn't detect that there was, he didn't think anything was wrong with the marriage?
Now, Linda.
Uh-huh.
Now, Linda.
Linda. I mean,
that's why I cop up when they crazy. Linda, now listen, Linda and Larry.
I know,
the guy said, now Larry.
Now
Larry. Now, Linda, here's the thing. We can always detect when something is missing.
Sure.
Now, whether or not we want to acknowledge it or own it or deal with it.
Sure.
This is why I tell people, don't go looking in folks' pockets and phones and trying to be nosy, because then you got to deal with it. It's going to hurt your little feelings.
Right.
So leave that phone over there. Don't worry about it. That's why it's locked.
I agree.
Leave it alone. So when you look for things, but I wasn't even looking. Our biggest issue, and people like, if I could have probably made my ex understand order and where a wife should come, where your mother should come, where your family should come, and things like that, we probably could have worked it out.
Okay.
But I wasn't gonna wait around. I already given 24 years. With 50 hit, it's just like, that's half your life. Let's go.
Yeah.
We gotta go.
You actually do start making life decisions.
You reflect a lot.
Absolutely,
because there's not much on the other side at that point. You need to really be careful about how you spend your time.
I'm Victoria Brown with Force Success Realty. I am an affiliated broker here in the city and surrounding areas. If you're looking for that perfect home, I am the key to your new home. Thinking about selling? Give me a call at 901-864-3990. If you're on the fence and don't know if you're able to buy, it's a perfect time to give me a call. I will help you out. I will connect you with those individuals that can help you get into a new home. I'm standing by. And again, my number is 901-864-3990. You can also reach me on the World Wide Web at www.victoriabrownrealestate.com. Look forward to speaking to you soon.
So you have the career going, successful show, money, fame, everything that everybody thinks they want, right? But then you say, I'm out.
Let's see. How can I unpack this? So let's back it up. In the beginning, we actually did 2 shows together.
Okay.
So we did Down Home with the Neelys. We did Road Tasted with the Neelys, where we traveled a travel show.
I kind of remember that.
We wrote a New York Times best-selling cookbook.
Yes.
We were doing it was a lot. And then at the same time, I'm also trying to adjust my girls and get them ready for this new life, because they were just totally against it.
Really?
Oh, for sure. So that
How
was
old were they?
Shelby was still in middle school, so maybe in high.
Yeah.
It was a lot, because they were having their senior year. It was just their life and their world. And I always kind of placed emphasis on it. We had our certain little nights planned. So it was a huge adjustment and to be gone. So fortunate for me, I could move my sister here, who's a lot like me, to sort of raise my girls, help keep an eye on them. Because I wanted someone there to know that things would be fine while I was off on the road. But I struggled with that. I carried a lot of mommy guilt for that.
Yeah.
A lot of mommy guilt.
Wow.
And on top of mommy guilt, and then not truly been happy and not really sure about this new journey. So you have a lot of emotions going on, a lot of things coming to the surface, a lot of things probably being buried more, if you will. You know, just a lot of things happening at one time. And it is in my quiet time now that I've had times, years after my divorce, that I've been able to unpack some of those things in therapy one-on-one and learn from, and not, you know, hopefully to share with other women, to not make the mistake, or to acknowledge quicker, you know?
You know, as I was just hearing you share your journey, who do you talk to? Because you are, you know, now you're well known. Who do you say, girl, I am not happy? Who do you say that to?
Anybody, you know what? At the time, I was saying anybody that was listening.
Really?
Yeah, I'm tired. I kept saying I'm tired. They were looking at me like, I said, I'm tired. And this is when I knew it wasn't a game.
Okay.
I think it may have been like maybe third or fourth season. I can't remember. And I was just like trying to cakewalk it, because normally I can turn it on enough where the person that thinks that I'm turning it on, it's upbeat enough for them. But I was just like, the monotone of my voice, no excitement. And she was just like, she kept watching me, and I could see it in my peripheral view. I'm doing my little stuff and talking, and she's just kind of looking at me. Because so people don't know, and not to sound anything, I rarely share this because I don't want it to come across in a negative way. But the show was pretty much determined upon me. That's why it took a year to get on air. That year that I dragged out, like the president of Food Network, Bob Tushman, came down to Memphis and wanted to know who was turning down this money and holding his show up.
Wow.
And I said, it is I.
Wow.
And I think they were really shocked that we didn't seem, or I didn't seem thirsty and crazy and running after something, you know? Because I had already felt fulfilled. I've already felt successful. I didn't really, you know what I mean? TV is just another layer for me. And TV is something I've never desired. It's nosy, it's demanding, it's in your business, in your life.
Who would have thought that Gina Neely?
Who would have thunk it? Who would have thunk it? It's a shock to me as well when I look back sometimes. I go, wow. Yeah. I've done a lot.
So do you ever look back at those episodes?
Oh, no. Well, when the girls were talking about it, and they saw how I was talking really fast. So I can see the difference in me now, of course. Yes. Okay. But I rarely do. I don't even look back at the show Bluff City Life.
Really?
My mother does that for me. She unpacks everything. That shirt was a little low. I like that nail polish.
It's interesting
that like this. I was like, well, girl.
It's interesting that you say that, because in ministry, you know, preaching every Sunday and it's recorded. You know what it is. I don't go back and watch myself preach.
Because you'll just critique where people find you are yourself and you're just doing your thing. Right. But you'll tend to like, what did I do? Because at first I kind of move my hands a lot, or I do my little ring twist. This is like a little nervous tick of mine. Little things like that. And I know the things, but I was sitting doing.
And you will be your hardest, toughest critic.
Yeah, but here's the other part to that. Because going into Bluff City Life with Gina Neely on Channel 5.
Because that's your new thing.
Yeah.
Just in case you're not in Memphis. Just in case you're not in Memphis.
Because all my timeline ran together. I'm sorry. All my timeline just did look, quick camera, like a camera. But yeah, so I've never been in that kind of setting where there's no one in the studio but you. Okay. Everything is automated, and they in the control room. I'm used to someone holding the camera and moving with me, however I move, because I'm, I like to cut up and move and stuff. But that camera won't shift. So a lot of times I found myself looking over here when the shot is like straight ahead. Then I did go back because I wanted to study and have a word with my producer. Okay. To let him know what I was expecting and what I wanted to look like. And so, yeah.
So we gotta fill this gap in. So marriage ends. You do what? What happens?
Heal.
Okay.
Sit my butt down. Okay. Hi. Goodbye. Because TMZ was like, girl, who would have thought TMZ would be in Memphis camping out? Wow. I had my girlfriends bringing me in food, my family, calling my 85-year-old mom. Really? Talking about we want to help her. She can get her work. No. I mean, calling my sister in DC.
Are you kidding?
Friends in Atlanta. Yes. I'm like, it's just me. The little girl from Memphis grew up in Orange Mound. Like, where? So, it's so funny. Like, I don't see me how people see me. Okay. So.
Well, and for people who, for us normal people, us regulars.
We all regular.
Well, but I'm just saying
special gifts.
Absolutely. But I'm saying for people who have not had achieved or attained that level of notoriety, fame, all of that, they don't we don't know all of the inner workings.
Then they should read
and
my
the
book. These are my
challenges.
rules, and this is my life. That's the last book I wrote.
Okay, wait a minute. These
Okay.
are my rules.
These are my rules, and this is my life. It's just a little $25 book. It is like a workbook with questions in the back to ask you to take notice of, and then chapters where I would talk about boundaries and discovering who I is and knowing your price you're willing to pay.
Okay.
That's very, very
Is
key.
it on Amazon?
It's in my house. Gina Neely website.
Gina
Look,
Neely
look,
website.
it ain't that good. I self-published. It really wasn't even a sale, and my girlfriend suggested that I do it. It was really more from my journal, me writing in my
Okay.
journal and healing, and just needing to place that somewhere.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So, because in releasing, I needed to just, okay, that's done. I put those things there
Okay.
so I can be able to do these things.
Sure.
Because all the things can't run together.
So I'm still filling in the gap. Marriage ends, you come home, you hide, girlfriends are helping you out, all that. You're healing. What about the girls?
Okay, so the girls now, they're away at school.
Okay.
I waited till they graduated.
Okay.
Yeah.
Intentionally waited till they
Oh,
graduated.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I didn't grow up with a dad.
Okay.
And my dad left when I was 3 years old. I didn't really see him after that.
Mhm.
So I never wanted to deny my girls that
Mhm.
gift.
Okay.
And that's what I mean about making sacrifices. And we struggled through the divorce. I will not lie. My
Really?
girls and I struggled. And now we have a new love that has evolved.
Okay.
That, that talks about relationships. And when I did a podcast through the pandemic, I did a mothers and daughters segment. And they came on and they talked about everything. They were very open. And then I just asked them, how do you see me? Because oftentimes we don't ask our kids that. And our kids see us so differently from how we see ourselves.
Yeah, it's kind of scary.
It's very scary, but I was willing. If they had said we can't stand you, if they had said anything, I would have been like, okay, I can receive that, because I had already put myself in a place to hear them, even if I didn't like it.
Did they blame you?
No.
Okay.
They actually were disappointed that I waited so long to get my happiness,
Really?
to see me like I am now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they admire you.
I don't know if it's admiration. I think it's because you got to remember, those girls did so much with, in just that family union. That's all they really knew. Our house was the family house. We all got together, blah, blah, blah. It was always that kind of energy.
Mm-hmm.
I think for them, it was tough when he remarried and they kind of had to see another woman in that space and also a new child, because my baby was so used to being the last and the baby girl.
So what about you? Was it tough for you?
To what?
See another woman?
No, because
life?
No.
Okay.
No, it wasn't tough for me, because I looked at it as I had already did what I was going to do with that.
Uh-huh.
And one thing about me, when I make up my mind, because it takes me a long time to move. It took me 5 times to leave. So I think things through. I double back. I go back, and then I try to feel everything I'm feeling in the realness and in the moment.
So once you're done, it is well thought out.
Because I know I've given it all I can get without
sure.
leaving something for me. And I have to say some love for myself.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
What about love for you?
Yeah, what about that?
You ready?
Hey.
Okay.
I have love.
Oh, girl, come on, give us the
No. She learned the first lesson. You won't get that tea. No. Now there's a deadline in the healing. There's all. Let me tell you, it's value in that valley, girl. It's value there, and the value is. But I'm not gonna be telling.
But I am excited for you.
I'm excited for me as well.
I am.
Not only I have a new love, I have a new grandbaby. It's just like life is happening. It's just, if I had known it would be this, I would have left sooner.
Really?
Because the only thing I'm regretful is that I'm 57. Like I feel like, not that that's old, but I feel like, God, that's such a. Such a different time in our lives. Yeah. And I want to have the energy to do things. Even though I have a young spirit, the body is still in this extended warranty. Some of these parts we just can't get anymore.
Girl, don't you know?
Look what I'm in now. I thought the doctor, what is all this?
Look, you just put some cream on and do something and keep it moving.
And but you know what? In that keeping it moving, let's unpack that. Because we tell each other that all the time. Keeping it moving.
Keeping it moving.
But you do know it's okay to rest. I think we got to take that cape off. We can't be strong all the time. I'm really trying to set that up. No, because I am. I'm strong. Like a lot of guys really consider me very much masculine energy.
Really?
Yeah, and I told him, I don't mind laying it down. You bring me something to lay it down on, but it's just not gonna lay.
I love it. I love it. I love
mean,
it.
you know, I feel like when women have to be in this space and be an alpha female and be strong, we are being placed in that direction in order for us to take care of business.
Yeah.
We have to have this sort of energy and this mindset.
Yeah.
We don't necessarily want to be it. We don't do it.
Right.
You know,
I agree.
But however, if no one is going to step up to assist, help, add to, bring forth, then I mean, I'm not gonna wait to eat. I like
use your own personal power.
Oh, for sure.
You know, so for me, when I say keep it moving at 55, for me, it is I can either get stuck on, okay, I'm 55, you know, I wake up and I'm slow getting out of the bed or slower, you know, it takes me longer to get out of the house, or I can embrace this 55-year-old body, you know, pull her together wherever she needs to be pulled together and in and whatever, and move on with my life.
Yeah.
I was thinking, even as I was preparing to talk with you, I was thinking about that for me, where I am in my life. And I'm good with that. You know, I so appreciate what I've gained that I'm good with what I've lost.
I'm good with that.
Yeah.
That's the word that'll preach.
Yeah, y'all write that down.
Yeah, that'll preach right there. Yeah, that'll preach.
I am.
But I think it's. But I think with that comes growth, time, experiences.
Sure.
You know, we all have experiences are designed to me to give us tools.
Oh, absolutely.
And whatever tools we choose to put in our kit, that is in our toolkit, and we can operate from that place better. Yeah. So us loving ourselves, like I'm not one, I was just out the other day and I was thinking to myself, I told my mom this morning, I said, why everybody look the same? If I see long hair to the booty and lashes out the head and a butt right there and can I just see something different? I'm a people watcher. Okay. Oh, I love to get up in an old corner and just sit. And I just like, wow, everybody that's walked through here look absolutely the same. Really? But I think social media and Instagram has made us try to doubt and question. I'm 57. Do most 57-year-olds look like this? I'm gonna rock on with it. I ain't mad at it. I ain't mad at her. Hey girl, let's do it. You better love her. Look, let's do our thing.
She's the vehicle God has given you to get to where you're going.
And I gotta keep her up.
Right. So girls are okay.
Yes, the girls are okay. We are in such an amazing space now. And I just want people to understand, if they're opting for this type of action to move like that with the family, just be mindful and considerate that it takes time. Okay. It's not a quick fix for everybody involved.
Okay. I don't care how they're taking what action. What are we talking about?
When I say divorcing, when you decide to leave someone, because I get so many DMs about, I don't know how to leave my husband, and ironically, a lot of them have been pastor wives and things like that. So it's an interesting dynamic. It really. I was surprised at some of the things I've read that women go through. Oh, yeah. Well,
see, I've been in this long time. We've been married 36 years.
Yeah.
I've seen
it all. You've seen it all.
But because really in ministry, your life is much like being a celebrity. In this, it's a local celebrityism. But
no, it's a different. But you guys could.
You're really, under the microscope.
Under the microscope, absolutely.
You know, you're
every decision, everything,
all of it.
And it's funny because there was a girl in my DM, and you know, she was talking about domestic violence, and Gwen and I. I don't know if you know Gwen. You know Gwen Turner. Yeah. We communicate a lot, and I just was like, I went into a store, and she was just, and I must have a face of like, come talk to me. I can solve your problems. Because I'm just shopping and they're minding my business. And she was just like, Miss Neely, can I talk to you? The voice cracked, and I was like, oh, here we go. And I got to put on my therapy hat. No, I'm just kidding. Well, and she just broke it down, and she really went through it, and I was able to put her in touch with Gwen and now get her some resources.
Wow.
So I do feel like, you know, I don't take my gift lightly. You know, I know my gift is to help. Like I said, I'm used to a spirit of servitude, so it doesn't even feel like it. I just want my sister to get some help. Because you know, I wanted someone to help me. No one hurt me in my cry. So I get that. No one hurt me.
No one hurt you.
Not even him. Not nobody. Nobody. Me and my brother and sister, we unpack it all the time. Nobody hurt me.
How now? See, now you're making me want to go into my therapy mode.
That's okay.
How is that?
I think when your family and people see you as the strong one, and I have a very strong personality, they just can't imagine that you could be breaking inside. Yeah. And I was. And I'm just fortunate that I had enough wisdom and wherewithal to know that it was time for me to sit down and heal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, even my therapist told me I was having a breakdown. She was like, You having a breakdown? I was like, no, I'm not. She was like, yes, you are. I was like, and she said, you so busy and so crazy, you ain't had time to have a breakdown.
So you couldn't own it, or you couldn't see it.
I couldn't see it at the time. I was
okay.
still very functioning. Like I was. I guess you would consider maybe if I were to do a performing alcoholic. You know how people can drink and go function, and just go right out and do the thing. But I didn't want to resort to drugs or anything like that. I didn't have a handicap like that. I was my own handicap.
Okay.
That when the camera hit, when it's time to do a job, until it got to the very end, and my girlfriend told me, she said, "Okay, Miss Thing, because you done gave old boy a side eye. If anybody know you, it's about the pop." How many? And you
started to show,
and you always need a good girlfriend to be saying, "Come on, baby, we want to
right. Come on, let me your hair is out, please." Come on.
I thank God for that.
Yeah, you gotta have some good girlfriends.
You really do.
You need to have at least one good girlfriend that would tell you
not only that people who need you, but they got to feed you.
Yeah,
you hear me?
Yeah,
they got to.
That's good.
Got to.
That's good.
Oh, they got to. I said all the time, I don't need a new one. I'm not even taking any applications. My tribe is my tribe.
Yeah. I think that's even the case when you get in your 50s.
Absolutely. We don't have time, right, Linda? And you're so quick to be like,
right.
If it disturbs my, I'm so good at my no. My no so on. I said my no is so on.
Yeah,
it's on. If I bring me, since I'd be like, oh, some just one. My spirit is, and that is, I'm listening more to my gut.
Yeah,
that was my biggest lesson that I'm working. Like my spirit. Getting quiet, I have to quiet. I don't want to hear anybody's opinion. I just get quiet and get still, sit with my Bible, and I just Lord, let me just hear you.
That's what you have me do. That's how I start my morning. My morning.
It's a beautiful thing since I started that
with quiet time and with stretching. The Lord before I talk to anybody out there. And then, the church knows that I tell them I'm not a morning person, and my morning meaning that it's not that I don't get up early.
Oh, you're late for your morning meeting?
Well, I try to not schedule them early. That's what I do.
I know. I always know when somebody late. Yo, there was go. Now let me tell you, sometimes I try to schedule.
In your 50s, you start to say, no, nothing can start before 10 o'clock.
Right. Period. Point blank.
Yeah. Because I know I am at my best when I've had my time in the morning, being quiet with the Lord. Know
thyself. Know thyself.
I am my best. Okay. Because we'll just go on and we'll forget that we got to take a commercial break.
Okay.
Listen, we are having a fun, fascinating conversation with the Gina Neely. Y'all just stay right there on that couch. Or better yet, go get you some popcorn, go get you some Kool-Aid, something, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to Conversations with Linda. Again, I am having a fun conversation, also empowering. And I hope that as you are watching, whoever you are, wherever you are in your relationship, that you are hearing these words from this wise woman as you hear her backstory and taking it in and finding a place to find your voice and your freedom in whatever kind of relationship you're in, your own identity. Thank you, girl. You are helping the people today.
Thank you.
Listen, so now you're on Bluff City
Life with Gina Neely.
Life. And what's that like?
After 20 years, actually going back into corporate America. Interesting.
Okay.
Very interesting. And just trying to adapt. Girl, I was just doing everything, just breaking rules. They like, that's not the protocol. I was like, oh, I didn't know it. I said, y'all have to remember that I've worked for somebody 20 years, so y'all got to gather me up. But the blessing in it is that I love the most about it is that I meet so many amazing people. I learned about so many amazing programs in the Bluff City. Just nonprofits, just so many organizations, so many things.
Okay.
And the other thing is I get to stay home with my mom and help her and be around for her. And
your mom is the sweetest. I met her at the gala that we were a part of.
Yeah, she was kind of at that gala. That was too long. And she's like, no, I want to get up and
She was adorable.
Yeah, thank you. That's been my biggest cheerleader. From even when my mom pushed me on that stage.
Wow.
So actually, I guess I have to credit some of that to her. I mean, literally pushed me. I did an Evening of Soul when I was in high school. And that was a major. I was always in dramatics and theater and stuff. And she put me in that. It was the first Black ensemble group at Memphis State. It was not a university. It was Memphis State back then with Irma Clanton. And Miss Clanton knows what's going on. But I started with her, and she just, I guess maybe she woke up a little something that was in me, but it was dance. I love to dance.
Really?
Yeah, it wasn't talking. She didn't let me sing that. And I didn't have no talking line. I had no speaking lines, but I could dance. I was being kicked. Now I was gonna bring that. Look, I was gonna clear that floor now. Yeah, so that was my first experience.
But you're back in front of the camera.
Yeah, who knew?
Who knew?
Man,
so the camera, loves you.
And I'm, and I'm so tired of trying to fight it.
Okay,
I've just had to surrender to it. I was telling my pastor about it. I was like, man, it seems like every time I try to go right, it always, and it'll be a no, but then I'll be like, whatever, I ain't running. And this great, amazing opportunity will come because, ma'am, that was not for you right now, not now, over here. So, and I talk to God all the time about it. Like, Lord, I don't even like the TV like that. Like, what you doing? I don't have to be on TV. And
so what would you want to do if you were not doing television? What would you say? Oh yeah, this is what I've wanted to do all my life.
Oh, probably just sitting with the group, like some kind of program where I just met with women and talked all day and let them unpack things they want to unpack and create a safe space for them and just share and make sure we were all good and healthy, whether it's women, kids, and they have a section for the men. Because, I need my Black family to come on together and just like not walk the walk and not walk the walk and then you're talking something else.
Sure.
Because what I did also learn in my divorce was that I opened up a lot of, eyes for people who didn't have the courage to leave, that I lost their friendships over because they probably had an issue with me and I didn't know. I found that in my little, I'm always unwrapping something.
Okay, so let me slow walk that.
Okay.
You lost friendships.
Yeah, at a very crucial time in my life too, because I was going through it. So, and I feel like it was because I found out something about them that I probably didn't have privy to, or maybe just wasn't supposed to know. But them seeing the action that I'm taking for my happiness, how do you speak about that and judge me on that when yours is, you feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but so that's what I said. Divorce, even though bad things happen, they can be very, very revealing to us if we really just unpack it and see it through.
Well, and what I know is that when you make a life change, it causes everybody else to shift.
And not everybody is ready for the shift.
No, they're not.
And you don't even realize, but I personally had this is the thing. I personally had no idea. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm walking in the dark with blinders on. I had no idea that was happening. And quite honestly, I didn't even care.
Okay.
I don't ever compare my situations to someone else because some women can deal with certain things. Some things are just more tolerable. Yeah. I know what my deal breakers are. I know what I'm just not going to have.
Okay, what are your deal breakers?
I knew you were going to say that.
What are your deal breakers? Look, when I talk about relationships all the time, so I feel like I'm the relationship queen too.
Okay,
so
36.
What are your deal breakers?
For one, respect is pretty high on my list.
Okay.
I don't need to question where I'm in order. I need to know, and I need to see it. I don't need you to tell me because action will speak for you. You don't have to even open your mouth. Do not lie to me.
Yeah.
My affirmation, my love languages, of course, is like cooking, nurturing, things like that.
Okay.
But I find now I don't even really cook for people.
Really,
girl, I'm a onesie.
Well, yeah.
And I'd have been if you don't know how to chop an onion, do nothing. Don't look at me. I told y'all better put them black hands back on that screen because I'm not chopping another onion. It's so crazy to me. Well, like I don't cook because no one cooks like 2 cups. I'm used to we ain't measuring nothing. A little this, a little that, and then I'm drinking, I'm talking. I'm walking around. You know what I mean? It's not like so. That was a big thing to even because sometimes I'll be cooking, so they're like, Jen, you got to talk loud on what you're doing. I was like, they can see. He was like, no, look at the camera and say it. So you're going to add in 2 cups. You're going to grate this. That was just like, to me, the craziest thing.
Okay.
Because when I'm cooking, I'm quiet. I'm playing my day back in my head. I'm having a cocktail. I got jazz going. I set up like a little atmosphere. And no one interrupts that.
Okay.
The girls will do their homework at the island. He'd be at the restaurant.
Yeah.
We'll be doing our thing. And it's just a great, cooking for me was more of me as an expression of my love, feeding your soul, knowing that you needed something healthy, and I was aiding in that, and just creating a space of where you felt comfortable eating the food and the stuff. Because even I never talked to my girls about the Clean Plate Club. That is where we get into issues with obesity.
Absolutely.
So we always ate on like almost salad plates. that was plenty of food because we trained the stomach to believe that they need all this food on this big plate.
Right.
You're just actually getting it to expand even more. You know, so I've always been like that with them, even with them now. Even they laugh about it all the time. And my 27-year-old now, she throw down. The one that loves to cook, throws down.
So she inherited the gene.
That 33-year-old, she's like, we do some stuffed peppers. She was like, what is this? Like, you know, they're so funny, but it's nice to see them, you know, grown and doing their thing.
Yeah.
Especially my grandbaby. I told my daughter, I just look at her and say, my baby had a baby.
Yeah. I'm telling you now, those grandbabies are a gift from the Lord.
I believe it. And just seeing how she pivoted.
Yeah.
So, like, you know, so many people talk about struggling with postpartum depression. I was just praying, Lord, please don't let her enter that.
Yeah.
But she's done so well. She's risen to the occasion. She's just natural. And she thought she wouldn't be. She's like, Mommy, she said, you're just so good. I said, no. I said, there's something within you when you burp with that whole, put all of that, however you do it, if they get it out, push it out. It's something about carrying life that you will always feel like this with.
Yeah.
So she was exhausted. I saw her. She looked tired Friday. I got back in town. And I said, Spencer, and I saw she picked. I was like, whoa. I could just see it on her face. And I was like, you know what? Why don't you let No spend the night with me? We'll hang out and you go home and do your little self-care day, get your hot bath, do whatever you want to do. Just sleep in the bed. Bye. Yeah. So I had and then she called me about 1 o'clock. What y'all doing? I said, we're having GG and Noah night. What are you calling for? He know my little
You're a GG too.
Girl,
I'm a GG. Oh.
Did you not see mine?
Oh, best GG ever. Yes, I'm a GG. So, one of the things that strikes me about you is that you're very spiritual. How have you reconciled your journey, especially through divorce, with your spirituality? Sometimes people are angry with God. Sometimes it draws them closer to God. What did it do for your spirituality? How have you walked that journey?
I think for me, definitely drew me closer.
Okay.
I already had a good foundation. I was raised with that. So I think just having the seed within me.
Sure.
But I struggled with it because I felt like I had let God down. That I disappointed him.
Really?
And yeah.
In what way?
And that was just
that you didn't stay in the relationship?
Right.
Okay.
And then I had to really unpack the fact that God wouldn't want me to be unhappy and sick. And I honestly think when I got to a near-death experience that I'm not going to unpack.
Okay.
I should have mentioned that, but yeah, it's I'm just not quite there yet. I'm still looking at some things. But after having that and it being revealed to me that this could possibly be my last breath. And just making the choice and reciting and talking to God and saying, Lord, if you decide to take me, just please bless my girls. I mean, I was in a hospital by myself with no one to talk to. Like I had to go deep with that. And after that, I just couldn't find my way back. I just knew that I needed to be doing something different. And I don't know if it took something that big for that to weigh down on me or that, but once I reconciled that and realized that God had forgiven me and he had already forgiven me, quite frankly, just me being myself up. But that's what I mean about the white noise in our mind and the different things that our parents and friends and all the white noise, you know what I'm saying? All the white noise that put on you. But oh man, that was tough, but it definitely drew me closer. During the pandemic, I struggled. That's how I ended up in Monumental Baptist Church. Okay. Yeah, because I met with Pastor Brian over there. He's also a counselor. I talked with him. And, he was just so welcoming and so just fresh, just fresh.
So you said you struggled during the pandemic.
When I mean that, because I'm a onesie and I wouldn't allow anybody to come around me because I was caring for my mom. So then I was afraid, like, you know what I mean? I was so afraid. That's what it was just a mess. But even though I'm a loner to a certain degree, the pandemic wore me out on the backside. No, the whole year we was
You were good.
Ooh, we was good.
Okay.
I was making seasonings. I ran out just messing with stuff, taking stuff down, just messing with stuff. But after a while, I got bored with that, and I just needed something. And it's interesting because as much as I love my friends and my circle, my tribe, I still felt like something was missing. And I don't know if it was that I was missing the fellowship of church and the camaraderie and the people and a good God. I would listen to gospel music, but it just wasn't the same as being in the house of the Lord.
And I think
I can't do that. I cannot do bedside.
yeah, and
No,
I
no.
think that people don't know what they're missing
Yeah.
until they're missing it.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is, but the pandemic really showed us what that fellowship
Meant.
what it meant to us.
Yeah, it was a real
That we
reset that a lot of
long-
people miss.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't even know they're still walking around PTSD from the pandemic.
Yes.
They don't even know they're still stuck.
Mhm.
They didn't take the reset, but they didn't reboot.
Mm-mm.
They tried to operate as normal
Wow.
when he was saying, let me show you something new.
Mhm.
Open your heart to unbecoming and
Yeah.
stop trying to become.
Absolutely.
And that was big for me too. Just unbecoming my expectations.
Mhm.
Unbecoming what people have placed upon me. Becoming more of who I choose and want to be.
Mm. So, spirit, soul, body.
For
You
sure.
feel you're in alignment now, spirit, soul, and body.
I don't know if I would ever feel truly in alignment because I always feel like I'm always looking for the lesson. I'm always looking
Okay.
for something new. I'm always looking for the evolution. I'm always looking for the reveal.
Okay.
Like,
okay.
I do in people, in situations.
Okay.
So no, I try to always leave a little, like I feel complete, but I always leave a little window open. Like, how you had a little side one, you just a little breeze come through. I leave that just in case if it's a nice little gust of wind. I want to let me rattle that wig and say, girl, listen, yeah, this is happening.
So you're adventurous.
To a certain degree,
To
yes.
a certain degree.
Not the outdoorsy adventurous, no.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's clear.
So let's talk about that just a minute. What do you do? Okay, so you're not cooking anymore. You're
Hosting the show.
I know, but what do you do
in my quiet time?
just to have fun? What's fun for you?
Going out listening to live music and shaking the tail feather.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Girl, okay.
My mom, 85 and still line dance. I come
Really?
from my brother won best
dance.
dance. So my sister won best dance. We've all been dancers and made dress and all that. So our house, our parties were like, we gonna clear everything out Thanksgiving and get ready. Look, move furniture, the DJ coming up in the house. We just love music.
Yeah.
I love music and dancing.
I don't know where I got it from.
It feels good.
But I have always loved to dance. Always loved music. And when my children were growing up, I would do the same thing, move all the furniture, and we would dance. And my daughter, we always said she was Methodist. But my son, oh my God, we would cut her up. We just had so much fun. And I just still love to dance.
I do too. That's my happy place.
That's your
I
happy
can go
place.
to Dance Theater of Harlem, just anything with body movement. That's beautiful.
You need that movement.
Gotta have that movement. I don't even have to eat. I gotta have that movement though.
And it's so funny. My granddaughter, Harper, we dance together. I bought a little karaoke machine, and now we do, because she loves to sing, and so I'll let her sing, and then we'll dance and all that. And I think there is a freedom in it.
Absolutely,
just a freedom of expression,
and it is whatever your expression looks like.
Whatever it looks like.
Because we always want to talk about what freedom is. Freedom is whatever someone feels they are free in. It may not look like your freedom, may not look like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So dance has a way of just doing that. And it's the movement, and it's the feeling good, it's the sound, it's the rhythm, it's all of that. I look back, I think that's why, when we had slavery and stuff, they always kind of partied. They did their hard work, but they released with the good old music and move. It's just
it transfers over in church for me.
Let me tell you, but now some of this new music.
Wait a minute.
No, wait a minute. Because this so funny. Because I caught myself last Sunday. There was something, baby. I had to cut because I was about to. I was about to say, wrong house. Like, straighten that back up, Miss Gina.
Listen. But it does for me. I love church. I love an expressive church. So we have one. My son says we're almost too expressive, but he's right there expressing with him.
How's your son?
He just turned 33 yesterday, and so he's very expressive too. So he sings with Babyface, and so he can do his thing on stage with Babyface. But I love the fact that he can come home. And baby, he'll shout up here in this church and cut a dance.
Come on, balance.
Yes, I love it.
Yes.
His mama raised him that way.
That's right.
His mama raised him.
Because I think, sometimes when we think about PK kids, we expect them to be super religious and just like, listen.
Yeah.
Listen, that's not it.
Yeah. I love it. I do too. So let's talk back about 57. what is on the horizon for you? What's on your bucket list?
I've almost kind of emptied most out of my bucket list. I
Have
hate
you
to say
really?
it, like Italy was that, and
Okay.
just traveling abroad. I've done that.
Okay, wait a minute. Let me back up then. Let me
Right.
back up. Because you didn't say any conversation was off limits, right? So
Except, yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
except
yeah.
then you're
Cool, cool.
I
I'm
heard
sorry,
it.
yeah. You got
I
that.
stuck a pin right
I
there.
love that.
So, you know, we haven't lived this celebrity life that you have lived.
Well, I did a show on Bravo, To Roam for Love.
Okay, how did I miss that?
I don't know. It was on
Did
Bravo.
anybody tell me that? Okay, I gotta go back. Y'all go back with me and catch up.
Well, and then because I remember it so clear. It was right after the time my nephew passed away.
Okay.
Oh, it was hard. He was the first person in our family. We hadn't lost anyone in years.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it spun all of us out. And that is my only brother.
Oh.
His only child. And I had to make the decision to disconnect him.
Oh, my goodness.
And I don't know. This is the thing about me that I still find interesting about myself, is that I tend to rise up when anybody's falling apart. I immediately, I don't know what it is. I just take over. I got to take over. So I want to run it, but don't put that on my brother. Even when my sister, I'm in the mix.
Uh-huh.
But that was a tough one because I've never seen my brother hurt like that before. My brother was the closest thing I had, for dad. So I've never really seen him crumble. And just the look, but we had such great visual communication. I just looked at him and he was just like, I can't say it, you have to say it.
Yeah.
And then, so after that happened, I got through all of that. This opportunity came about. We're going to have single women go to Italy, look for love. Now, what they did tell me, it was going to be 50, 40, 30, and 20.
Oh, age groups. Okay.
I was the 50 in case you,
Okay.
I was the 50. And I was like,
Well, let me ask you about that, because we talk a lot about relationships on my show, and a lot of the 50 plus women feel like there's nobody out here.
Lose their mind, don't they? It's like they feel like they have to stop living.
No, they feel like there's nobody out here to date.
And
is that true? 50 plus.
Oh, 50 plus?
Is that true? Because my 50, under 50 says there's pee in the water. Now, that's a whole nother conversation.
That is.
My under 50, they're like,
I want to unpack that a little bit. I know we don't have time, but we should have another conversation about ageism and when it comes to dating.
Okay.
Because
I think you need to talk about that. You can help somebody with that.
Because for me, most guys hit on me are like 38.
Okay.
Maybe 48.
Girl, let me put these cards down.
Rarely in my age. I dated one guy my age one time, and I just couldn't rock with it because I was just too much for him. He probably
too much for him.
He probably was just set in his ways, and
she's got
he wasn't used to me.
Here.
It's just I had on my little shorts and I had my little boots. And look at you going, Mama. I'm going in here. Let's go.
So younger guys are attracted to you.
Yeah. But here's the thing that I have to say is what's happening in relationships is not necessarily about ageism. It is about women feeling like they don't have the proper respect.
Okay.
I think so many women, when we become successful, we do carry this air of like, I got it. I am a boss. I don't necessarily need you.
Okay.
So if you I know when to dial my masculinity back.
Okay.
Because I go to men, I get like a size too delicate, like a flower. Can't open the door. Can't do.
You just become
because
fine china.
Because I had a
delicate,
and I had to have a male friend tell me. He had to break it down for me, like, Gina, you gotta back that up. It's a little much. And then because when you do that, most men are gonna do what?
Yeah.
Sit back and cross the legs.
Absolutely.
Go ahead, see.
Let you do.
And before you know it, you are carrying the relationship. And then you become resentful, but you didn't tell him what was up. But you played yourself, and that resentfulness is coming forth. Now you want to say this man ain't gonna work out.
Okay, we got to do a whole show on this.
Okay, well, I'm just
because what I really want you to, where are the men? Because my 50 plus women really my under 50 women are saying that too. Is it because they're limiting themselves to Memphis? Did you meet somebody? Oh no, I know you're not gonna tell us all that, but can you at least tell us to see in Tennessee?
Yeah,
in Tennessee. Okay,
I don't do long distance very well.
Okay, so come on into Memphis.
I'm a hands-on kind of ministry. Hands-on,
Memphis.
We're not see.
Okay. I just had to push a little bit. they will say, "Why didn't you ask her?"
Yeah, Look, blame it on the oil. Let me see them questions when y'all send them in. But
So
no, I don't think you have to limit it. It could be also because when I went to Italy, now I've never dated outside of my race.
okay,
But like I said, it was the untimely death. It was a beautiful check.
okay,
And it was on my bucket list. So I counted out 3 things. I was like, you know what? Let's
sound
go.
good to me.
All right. I
Yeah.
had to remind myself that I'm working
Uh-huh.
because they had like, Jim, you ain't going on no dates. I was like, oh, I got to go on a date for real. So it was just interesting. But, I'm getting there, I think, to accepting something that I'm not uncomfortable. And I think a lot of women, we don't really date outside of our race. We really want to hold it down for our brothers.
Sure.
If you think about it, it's most of the brothers that normally go that way. And we do have some because either not necessarily they get tired of waiting or they just meet someone that gives them a love they never had before, made them feel a certain way.
Yeah.
And it's all about timing as well, and the energy and the time that you put into knowing that person and loving that person. And be intentional about the love that you have for that person, because no one wants to play Blue's Clues.
Right.
No one wants to build a man. We've been building bears for that kid. We ain't trying to build a man.
Men. Yes,
so
I am with you on that.
Yeah.
Okay, so much more we got to talk about, but I'm out of time, and that's what happens on my show. I'm always out of time. Never out of conversation, but I'm always out of time. But will you promise to come back and talk about? I want you to talk about this whole dating thing. I want you to be able to give some advice.
Honestly, I don't have it, but I'm not a person who does online dating. I'm very as trendy and as young and youthful as you see me. I'm very traditional.
Okay.
When it comes to that, I need the man.
You're backing out.
I don't bag out. Now, if it's just too much that I just really, I'm gonna roll up on it.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna have to have some liquid courage. I'm not gonna just do it.
No, I'm saying you're gonna back out of helping our audience.
I mean,
we gotta talk about ageism and dating and all of that.
Okay, I'll come back to talk about that. I just feel like we should have maybe another lady, a different
I'll do that.
Okay.
I'll do that. But we talk a lot about relationships on my show.
I love that. I love a show about relationships.
Yeah.
All ships, friendships, lovers,
absolutely,
parents, mother-daughters.
All of that. We do that. We talked about daddy hurt, mama hurt. We've done church hurt. We've done all of that.
Yeah.
But it's been great talking with you.
Very easy as well.
I love you. Okay, where was I? I'm always out of time, but I'm never out of conversation. Tune in each Sunday evening here on Conversations with Linda, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. You all know our pre-chat is at 6:30. Y'all have a good week, and we'll see you next Sunday.